Hello everyone, I Dipendra welcome you all on the behalf of IPMVERSE. In this video, we'll discuss all the points related to helping and understanding that how can you crack your IPMET examination in your first attempt. So let's get started with this video. Let's see all what we have. First of all, please understand, all you need to understand is that IPMET is the gateway through which you can get into top tier management education courses right after 12th. So yes, if you're targeting to get into management colleges and that too top tier, the best colleges of management of India right after 12th, then yes, IPMAT is one of those exams, and this is one of the best exams which I would suggest you all to write. Now, how can you understand or how can you crack this exam without understanding the structure of this examination? So IPMAT, if you want to crack it, first of all understand it has basically 3 subjects. Those 3 subjects which you all need to study for IPMAT are going to be quantitative ability, verbal ability, logical reasoning. These are the 3 subjects, and then we'll discuss the marking scheme and the negative marking. So basically, when you talk about the pattern of the exam, there are 3 sections. There is first of all a question which is short answer section, which has questions, theta type based questions. So there will be a question and you need to write the input. For example, how many, you will be asked a certain questions and then a number will be asked. So options will not be given to you. You are supposed to write some answers. So there will be short answers based questions. Then there will be MCQ based questions from both QA and VA. Of course, QA means QA plus DILR. So data interpretation, logical reasoning is there in QA. However, short answer based questions are there from QA only. So there are basically 3 sections: short answers of QA, then MCQ of QA and DILR, then MCQ of VA. So that's your first section. This is your second section, and this is your third section as per the blueprint, as per the pattern of this examination. So if I boil down everything what you all need to study, then yes, quantitative ability, verbal ability, and data interpretation and logical reasoning are to be mastered. That is something which you all should always be aware of. So I hope you are getting the clarity on this. So yes, for short answers based questions, that is for QA questions, which are 15. So there is no negative marking for those questions. So you are rewarded marks, but there is no negative marking. But in MCQ questions, for of course both of these sections, QA and DLR and VA, there is +4 -1 marking scheme, which means for correct answers you are rewarded +4 marks, and for an incorrect answer you are rewarded -1 marks. Rewarded means, I hope you are understanding, 1 mark is basically deducted for any incorrect answer. So this is how the exam is structured. So I hope you know how to start preparing for all of these subjects. So if you talk about quantitative ability, first of all, please understand, go through the syllabus, that what all is asked from the chapter, from the subject quantitative ability. Once you have mastered all the chapters of quantitative ability, you can start focusing on the chapters of verbal ability. And similarly, the same goes or stands true for DRR as well. When you talk about quantitative ability, it includes algebra, arithmetic, geometry, higher maths. When you talk about verbal ability, it has English usages, reading comprehension and all. When you talk about LR, so it has puzzles, it has arrangement based questions, it has data interpretation, pie charts, bar graphs, tables, etc. So a lot of things are there. First of all, go through the previous year's papers, understand the syllabus, understand the pattern, understand the level of questions, go through the syllabus, that what all is there which you need to study, master all of that, and then will understand what is needed to be done next. Of course, there are certain key topics in each section. So not everything, of course, everything is to be studied, but looking at the scenario where you are standing right now, exam is very close. So now let's start focusing on the important areas. We assume that when you start preparing for IPMAT, you must have developed all the basics. So if you have understanding of all the basics, now we want you to focus on the key areas, the important topics, which will help you in excelling a good score in this exam and having a good score. So please understand that you go through the syllabus thoroughly, you understand all the chapters, all the concepts completely, and then you start focusing on the important areas which are crucial for each section, and that's where a guidance of an expert faculty, of a teacher is required, and that's where IPMVERSE can help you and assist you. Along with this, when I proceed further, what else is there? there are certain challenges. I hope and I assume that you must have cleared 12th standard by now. Cleared means what? You have written your board examinations. So now you must be available completely and solely for your IPMAT preparation. So yes, it is very crucial that now you are absolutely free, rather available and ready for your IPMAT preparation. So take 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I would say ideally 8 hours of sleep, and then rest of the time, please, apart from all your daily rituals, food, all etc., taking bath, breakfast and all, just devote all your time in study. Of course, take breaks, take sufficient breaks, sit for 45 minutes to 1 hour, and then take a break, 5 to 10 minutes break, and then again study. So that's how the rest of the days for your examination should be planned. I mean, study every day. That's all you need to do. Throughout the day, solve questions, as many questions as you can. Those questions should be attempted in the test format. Now, what do I mean by test format? It should not be done like, you're having a PDF or sheet where you're solving questions. The actual examination is conducted on a computer-based test format paper. So that kind of test format is needed because you need to prepare for this examination digitally. And that's where again IPMVerse helps you in preparing for this examination digitally. So all the questions which we throw at you through IPMVerse are planned in the test format. So you actually attempt a test, and through this you get to practice a lot of questions. One more thing which you need to ensure is that don't focus on one category, one type of questions. That's the mistake student commit. Please understand, IPMVerse or all these competitive exams by nature are not the examinations which are assessing your ability to calculate. No, they are not. They are checking your ability to apply intelligence, to apply logic. They need good brains. So when you talk about having a good brain, a brain which is considered to be logically sound should be able to solve all sorts of questions, or at least attempt a multiple variety of problems. So that's where I would emphasize that when you're solving questions based on QA, DILR and VA, focus on diversifying your attempts. Try to get exposure of all sorts of questions. That's something very crucial. Another key challenge is there is a huge competition. There is an immense competition. Earlier, people used to opt for engineering or NEET, basically medical. Now people are going in design, people are going in fashion, people are going in management right after 12th standard, right? A lot of different domains are there. So even this course, which has become quite popular among students, which is IPMAT, is also very challenging, very highly in demand these days among students. So yes, a huge competition is there for IPMAT as well. Please understand this. So to understand exactly what is needed to be studied, to do what all is needed to be done in this limited amount of time, that's where you need again an expert guidance, a specially crafted course for IPMAT. And that's where again I would say IPMVerse is there to assist you. So that's exactly what I'm trying to talk about. That strategic approach. That strategic approach is needed. And trust me, no matter how intelligent, how brilliant you are, you would require somebody to guide you, somebody to assist you. May not be physically, but digitally. So on a digital platform, IPMVerse is going to there to help you or assist you or guide you. Now, what else is needed to be done? Now start preparing. I think that's the right time. Your board examinations are over, so your focus completely should get shifted on this IPM preparation. Please understand and devote all your hours in that preparation only. Don't get distracted. Avoid using screen, that is mobile phones, movies, web series and all what you do. Play. I mean, to stay physically fit, to stay mentally fit, play. I mean, play, be physically active. Walk, run, cycle, jog, swim, whatever you do, whatever sports you play, do that. To keep your mental health as well good, you can play some games. Of course, take certain breaks, but study most of the times. Now you have nothing to be done. You have no area, no target except for IPMAT. So just keep studying. That's all you need to do. And that should keep on happening consistently, every day, regularly. That's all you need to do. That's all we have been emphasizing upon. Now, when you talk about section-wise strategy, if I could tell you QA, VA, DILR. So in QA, First of all, build a strong foundation. If it is time in work, have a good clarity on all the concepts which are to be used in time and work. It is work. If it is speed, time, distance, you should be aware of all the formulae, relative speed, trains, boats, upstream, downstream, everything you should be aware of. Those basics should be there at your fingertips. And as we have already discussed, focus on solving different category of questions. That's the most important part. When you talk about VA, read a lot. Read a lot and read a good content. You can read to some good ebooks, you can read to some good digital papers, newspapers, you can read to good articles. So go through that and read digitally. And of course, along with developing a good vocabulary, you need to have a good command over grammar and sentence correction. That is something which is asked by IPMAT in your VA section. When you talk about LR, solve a lot of puzzles, solve a lot of problems, solve a logical reasoning based questions, and focus on patterns, relationships, etc. So this is how you start developing all the subjects one after another. Now, while developing these subjects, it is equally important that you attempt a mock test regularly. Please understand. And that's where, trust me, IPMVERSE comes into picture with total 56 mocks created by the industry experts and the students who have previously taken IPM examination, and those who are already settled in the different IIMs right now after appearing for IPMAT, Indore, Rohtak, etc. So trust me, 56 mocks for the remaining rest of the days when you have already written your board examination until you are going to write the IPMAT examination. Trust me, every day if you are attempting one single mock, analyzing it well, working upon your areas, what are your weak areas, what are your good areas, where can you score more, how can you work on your weak areas. If you start analyzing all of these mocks, trust me, you are having amazingly great chances of scoring and excelling well in this examination. So again, I will constantly keep on emphasizing that how crucial IPMVERSE is going to be in your preparation. Yes, people get stressed, people get demotivated, people go through a lot of mental issues, but that is not the time. This is not the right time for for going through it. Trust me, stress is going to be there, pressure is going to be there, and that's what is going to be assessed, that how good you are in terms of handling the pressure or stress. As they say that diamond is nothing but a piece of charcoal which handled the pressure exceptionally well. So that is exactly what is expected out of you, that work on time management. I think nothing is needed to be done. Boards are over. You just need to study, take proper breaks, have good food, adequate amount of sleep, drink a lot of water, and keep taking good amount of breaks. So just keep studying. That's all is expected from you until you write your IPMAT examination. So that is exactly what is being talked about. So that is all we are hoping and expecting from your end. What you can do is, of course, you can read a lot of books. Some books are there on IPMAT. So even CAT books are referred or can be referred, but IPMAT has its own syllabus. So, again, a lot of books are there, but I don't recommend them because they are not exactly the books which will give you the complete insights of IPMAT. But here at IPMVERSE, we have actually created a course, ebooks, PDFs, notes, videos, tests, topic tests, mock tests, section tests, area tests, and a lot more to help you thoroughly through this examination. Along with that, you may go to some institutes or online platforms. As we have already been discussing IPMVERSE, you can check our YouTube channel as well. It will give you more clarity, and you can visit our websites as well, ipmverse.com. So I think have a good study plan, stick to that plan, stay consistent. I don't recommend this. People usually sit in groups and study. That is definitely appreciated. But at this stage, I think you have acquired all the knowledge, all the experience. Now start studying on your own. This is something a pure waste of time. So this does not add much value at this stage. Had you been starting your preparation earlier, 1 year back, I might have suggested this to you to gain a lot of knowledge, to gain a lot of experience. But at this stage, this is clearly not recommended. So I think you have gotten a lot of clarity that how can you attempt IPMAT examination in your first shot. Thank you so much, students. Take a good care of yourself. You have been a great audience.